Greetings, YouTube. Danny Staten here on the Daily Dan blog. Today I got a rare treat for you. I'm looking at Dark Shadows, a Gold Key comic book from 1968. Dark Shadows #1 and Dark Shadows #2, respectively. I can't wait to get into these comic books. They must have knew they had a collector's item right here. Look, it's supposed to have a poster right inside of it, but I don't think that's going to be there. They knew they had a collector's item. This comic book cost 25 cents in 1968, which is a good 10 cents higher than most of the other comic books that come out that year. Check it out. Inside the front cover, we get Colin Wood. Yeah, we got a picture of Barnabas Collins and a little pre-story. I know my friend Michael wants to read that. As we start out with the first story, Part 1, The Vampire's Prey, Dark Shadows. You know what? I'm a little disappointed. This comic book picks up about season 3, I think. Anyway, back in the day, Barnabas was a bad guy. He walled up some people. Back in the day, people got hung. Back in the day, a witch put a curse and turned Barnabas into a vampire. And that's all the backstory you get. As we open up on Collinwood, overlooking the beautiful bay, as two goose sail their little boat around. And that's right, this is the story of two goose and their boat. Yeah, and they're being haunted, by the way. Oh, my God. Anyway, the two goose are on a little boat ride. They're riding around the bay. They're looking for adventure to get into. They're hanging out at the local bar and pub. And, well, and that's just all you get about them as Barnabas is awakened by gatekeeper Willie. Hey, open up, it's time, Barnabas, come on out. It's about time you went out and found you something to drink out there in the town. Because you know when this comic book starts off, Barnabas is already a vampire. He's already been discovered in the crypt, and Willie is his Renfield keeper guy. And this is like, I swear to God, season 3 or something before any of this happened. This didn't happen in the first 98 episodes of Dark Shadows, so they didn't start from the beginning. I guess they wanted Barnabas, so they started up in the show a little bit, right? Anyway, Barnabas is out lurking. Barnabas is out hunting. Barnabas runs into some people, but hey, good evening, Mr. Collins. Anyway, they talking about somebody's great uncle being buried around there, and Barnabas, of course, knows where he's buried, because he was probably buried right beside him at one time. Anyway, he parts out with them two goose, who's off on their own little adventure for right now. Anyway, Barnabas turned into a bat. He did a bat attack thing on some chick, and she faints, and she passes out because she saw a man turn into a bat. And the two guys run up, and they're like, you saw somebody turn into a bat? Hey, come on over to the boat and have a drink, and then we'll talk about this some more. So as they go selling, and they're selling around on their little boat, talking to the crazy girl who saw a man turn into a bat, and they're not really buying his story. Anyway, Angelique's all turning into a witch in front of him, and she's like, I'm gonna curse you forever, Barnabas Collins. Barnabas is like, what? That's right, Barnabas. I have cussed you, and that bitch saw you turn into a bat, and now you gonna be screwed. And there goes Barnabas, running out the room like a bat out of hell. Yeah, right, but I think we're going to see Barnabas do a lot of running in this comic book. Anyway, Angelique take the form of a person. Angelique go into the place and hang out. Where them two goose from earlier, Angelique's telling them, hey, I think there's a treasure right here. These two goose don't know they're dealing with a ghost witch, that's right. Meanwhile, Barnabas is flying around, being all vampire-y. He go up to the girl's thing and he put the spell trying to make her forget. But she wake up and there goes Barnabas, running out the room again. Her dad and mom are like, what the hell's going on? And she's like, I had a bad dream. Next day on the dock, she hanging out with them two goose, and them two goose is about to go look for a treasure because some crazy redheaded chick told them about it. That's right, YouTube. We get a lot of selling, a lot of fun, a lot of setting ourselves in the ocean as they drop anchor, and luckily right beside the chest that redheaded demon told them about. Anyway, in the form of a human, Angelique has given them a treasure map. And these two goose are going to go dive for the treasure. Anyway, they're on the boat. That guy's going down to have a look, and what's going to happen? A whole lot of action, that's right. He's down there, he's pugging, he's dugging, he's pulling on that chest. He's trying to get that thing open, and then, bam, he give it a good kick. And when he kicks it, it pops open, and out pops the ghost of Angelique. I guess Barnabas buried that bitch in a trunk and threw her in the ocean. Anyway, that ghost come up and go, blah, 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 and that guy is dead for sure. Anyway, after a long time of wondering what the hell happened to Ernie, they all like, I better go have a look. But as he dives, he finds no sign of Ernie, no treasure chest. As Angelique watches from the depths, we flash forward to the hospital. Angelique's Revenge! The Vampire Prays. Part 2. Anyway, we find Dr. Hoffman and Barnabas having a conversation as she tries to cure Barnabas from being a vampire. Remember that story if you're a Dark Shadows fan? Anyway, Dr. Hoffman's checking out the chick, and the chick seems to be like all in a coma now or something. As Vampire looks on and Ghost Boy shows up, and I guess that's the guy that went diving and didn't make it, all witched out and spooked out. Barnabas is worried about the girl as he races across town. He thinks something must be up. But meanwhile, Ghost Boy shows up and leads the girl away. Barnabas turns into a bat and flies up to the window. He looks through the window and finds out the girl is gone. Uh-oh. The girl been led down to the docks by the Ghost Boy. Meanwhile, the police get the call that the girl is missing, and they race off to investigate and search for the chick. But Angelique is possessing that chick, and Angelique's in her head, making that girl go on that boat ride, you see, with that ghost. Oh, Angelique, you evil bitch. She's going to take possession of that girl. Look, her eyes get all evil and stuff as Angelique go into that girl. Now, she in that girl body running around as Barnabas trying to figure out what's going on with the dude that's sick in the coma thing and shit. Ghost Boy's watching as Barnabas goes running down the street again. As the police show up searching for a girl that gone missing, she's all like possessed, running around being weird. Yeah, this ain't the best story in the world, but I like the art, and I think it's a pretty good little comic book, don't you? Look how they draw that cane all freaky. Barnabas shows up at the dock, and he sees the chick. He realizes that Angelique is in that girl's body, and he rushes in and he attacks. He grabs her by the throat and does the choke just as the cops show up. The cops show up and spook Barnabas, and he jumps and runs away as they find her on the thing, and they think she may have been killed. As they load her sick ass into the rescue squad, Angelique leaves her body, and she wakes from her situation, I guess, because she wasn't dead, obviously. Anyway, back at the hospital, Dr. Hoffman's going to give that bitch a shot because she really needs a shot. Goofy Boy rolls on in and professes his love for her, and Barnabas and Hoffman say, let's just let these two go off on their own. So I guess they're forgetting all about their little buddy that got lost or killed or dead or whatever, the Ghost Boy. Look, he's sitting there all pissed off because nobody cares about him as him and her roll off into the sunset. Barnabas watches from the cliff and nobody really cares. Except Angelique, she ain't happy about it. And meanwhile, over at some bitch who ain't even been in this goddamn book, Carissa's house, the genie bottle flies across the room and busts over into the mirror. Carissa wakes up, his stuff goes slamming, bamming, and crashing. She calls Barnabas, and Barnabas rushes over to her side with his friend. And they're like, what is going on? You're being haunted now. How are you being haunted? Nobody knows who you are. But apparently Ghost Boy's still wandering around, and Angelique's ghost is still wandering around, and I want to scream and pull my hair out and wander around. Look into the mirror. Oh, no. Clarissa! What will we do? As the ghost suddenly shimmers, shammers, and begins to become human. What? The ghost reemerges as a human man and falls on the beach. He's picked up by Barnabas, nobody understands. How is he alive? How is he alive? And now Ghost Boy is back a human. Maybe he was just in another realm. Maybe it was a witch spell. We do not know, but it sounds impossible. And it's a Dark Shadows comic book, so we just don't sound impossible. It is impossible. So we're going to like end it right here with nothing. You can see where the poster was in this book, and they took that, I guess. And we get this wonderful Dark Shadows ending panel featuring Barnabas from the TV show. Now, that's good stuff right there. You can read that Marone if you want to. Notice this comic book did not have no commercials or no ads or nothing in it. I'm impressed. And on the back cover, we get a really cool pinup for Barnabas Collins. And that's cool, but that's not the poster they talked about on the front. Because in the poster right here they talked about on the front, it was not in there, dude. And that's my look at number 1, Dark Shadows from 1968. Stick around for part 2. That's right, YouTube. Dark Shadows number 2 from 1969 with the Barnabas Collins cover. I love the Barnabas Collins covers, and I can't wait to get them on my wall. Let's get started. Unlike the first issue we looked at, this one will have commercials in it, apparently. Yeah, we get Matchbox 20, some car commercials. And we bust out into a total fire as Angelique and Barnabas battle in this non-consecutive issue because it's number 2 and it seems like it jumped ahead a few episodes in the TV show. As Barnabas and Angelique battle, vampire versus ghost, the house busts into flame. The house busts into flame, Barnabas busts into flame, he drops on the floor, but he manages to get up and run away as fire department shows up and busts his water all through the living room. One little room is damaged. Investigators show up and they're tripping on the fire, but they find the outline of a man who was burned in the fire. But they don't realize that Barnabas was the vampire and that Barnabas was on fire and got up and run away. They think somebody killed somebody and burned the room and then come back and got the damn body. But Barnabas remembers in a flashback what had happened. Anyway, these guys don't know what's going on, and they're doing the investigation. Barnabas is going to sleep in the coffin for a little while and rejuvenate. Barnabas gets up all rejuvenated, and he gets all upset because somebody had saw what had happened. He realizes that some old bald-headed ass man had been looking through the window or something. Oh, my God. Oh, what's going on? He must die. So in full panels brought to you by the Daily Dan blog and these beautiful old comic book pages as I look through comic books that smell like comic books are supposed to. Vampire on the road, fire department so running towards the scene. While they're running towards the scene, Barnabas had just snuck off and coming up behind Clarissa. He gonna sneak up and put the moves on Clarissa. He gonna run off with Clarissa. After the fire department get back, dude comes back and he find out Clarissa's gone. She's gone. He go out looking for the chick and shit, but can't figure out what's going on. As he's hollering for her, she begins to come to. Barnabas drops her and runs away because Barnabas runs away a lot. Here he's hiding behind the crates watching this guy head back off with the chick. Barnabas turns into the bat. See Barnabas turn into the bat and fly the hell on off. He goes back to the house where he runs into Angelique again, and they prepare another great big argument-y fight battle thing. This dude's not sure what's going on, but he knows Barnabas is evil, so he's spying on the house. He's up on the hill with binoculars. He's checking things out. He's reporting back to Clarissa that something's going on. That old man shows up. That old man who was looking through the window, he accusing Barnabas of some crazy mischief. He said, I saw what was going on. Him and Barnabas get into an argument. He's telling about looking in the window during the fire. He tells the whole story of seeing him get up and seeing the hose hit the thing and seeing the man run away, and he knows what he is. And that's the end of part 1, and that's the first time I saw the end of anything in this book. Well, that's the end of part 1, and we're going to get the club comic news. We're going to get to roll through everything going on in the club. What? I'm going to go real slow so Michael Marone can pause it and read everything going on in the club. If you want to pause it and read it, you can feel free to pause it and read it too. Daddy Dan will not be reading none of this crap because I haven't got time. I hadn't been feeling too good lately, and I'm trying to make it through this comic book review without barfing everywhere. That's right, Daddy Dan's dealing with some food poisoning. So there you go, Marone. Feel free to pause. Oh yeah, you get more real cool stuff in the middle. You get the Reader's Page monsters where you can make all these little cool monsters out of your paper toys. You can even cut these little suckers out and ruin your comic book if you're a real idiot. Yeah, you can, or you can mail in and get some more cool stuff like this sent to you. Here's the address. I wonder if it's still in operation. And you can order these really cool rings. You can get your high school rings. You can get your class rings. You can get your birthstone. Hell, you can get a satanic emblem and worship Satan with this one. Oh, my God. And then we got some jokes from my friend Thrash Pondo. I'll go real slow, Thrash, so you can be sure to copy down and steal some of these jokes for your channel. Hey, and I know you want to because they actually have your name on it. They say Bob. And be sure to check out my friend Thrash Pondo Pons here on YouTube, where you can see him probably talk about some of the jokes in this freaking comic book next week. And you can order some more here. And we move on to Dark Shadows, the fires of darkness. That's right, the torment of the doomed. Barnabas and the old man are into it. The old man's accusing Barnabas of being a bloodsucker. Clarissa and the Goof show up, and they're all like trying to stop what's going on. Oh, my God. But before they can get going on real good, before anything happens, a fight ensues. Barnabas and the old man are back and forth. The old man threatened Barnabas, and they go down. They fight, and they do, and like Barnabas gonna put some kung fu on it and suck that sucker's eyes right out of his head. But the old man falls back first. Oh my God, the old man's going down hard. He catches the corner of the thing on the back of the head. You know that would have killed most people. But it only knocked this fucking goof unconscious. This goof's on the ground. Barnabas, like, this man attacked me for no reason, accusing me of all kind of stuff. I don't know what's going on with him. You know, because back in the day, you didn't call the police or nothing when somebody attacks you. You know what you did? Well, he's just a crazy old man. Let's forgive him. Let's just pick him up and tote his old ass in the house, check him up on the damn couch, give him a goddamn juice box and an aspirin. You know, he only took the corner to the back of the head. I think he's going to be okay, don't you guys? Y'all go run along. I'll take care of the old bastard. Don't worry about it, says Barnabas. As Barnabas walks them out and say, this old guy'll be okay. They didn't know what was going on. Whoa! And smoking flames bellow from the house. Oh my God, that crazy old bastard done set the house on fire. Quick, call the fire department back. Yeah, that's right. The old man's laying on the couch. The old man's just passed out on the couch. I think Angelique done started the fire. But the old man's laying on the couch looking all goofy as fire blazes everywhere. They gonna drag his ass out as Goof and Barnabas run in the house. That old man's so confused, he thinks it's the same night of the fire. He don't know what's going on. Oh my God, what's going on? He thinks that no time has passed. He imagined all that shit. As the fire department shows up and says, you motherfuckers need to quit playing with them damn matches. I'm getting sick of coming out here putting out fires at your crappy old house. And the old man, because he got popped in the head, seems not to have no memory of seeing Barnabas turn into a thing. He actually thinks the fire just happened. So he has no concept of the last few days where he saw Barnabas turn and fly away and all that good stuff. It's just like retarded. I mean, that is some stupid shit. Oh my God. Anyway, Goof and Clarissa talking to Barnabas. It all looks like it's going to work out. That guy don't remember nothing. Hey, what's going to happen? Barnabas on his way down to have a talk with him about, Mr. Hill, you better see this. And he points out some little spot where something was sitting and been moved. And you see how when we moved this lamp, it was like this up under it and it was not burned. Well, there was a body print here from the last fire. That means the body was taken. But yeah. So they're all trying to figure out what that means is how that body disappeared. They don't know it was Barnabas. And they're talking about the last fire. So that's preposition. But that guy says this is evidence that something was there and moved as it was the last time with the lamp. Meanwhile, old guy's still sitting outside recovering, but he don't know what the heck's going on. Well, anyway, the police think that old man started both fires. They're going to carry him off to the damn nut house and lock him away. And the guy and Goof and Clarissa are buying the story. They think the old guy's crazy and started the fires. They're going to haul on off, and then Angelique shows up talking about, I started it. I almost got you. I'll get you next time, Barnabas. And Barnabas is like, dude. Looking like a confused Homer Simpson going, yes, Angelique, I know. What a horrible way to end part two. But oh, well, that was a great comic book, though. Anyway, you get this ad for some stupid-ass bicycle you probably didn't want, looking kind of like one that Boy George would have rode. Look at where that knob is. Ugh, that would have hurt. Anyway, you get the mini comics from Gold Key, and that's this little miniature comic book things right here at the bottom. You can check that out if you want to. And we're going to end this comic book right here with 4 proudly uniformed drummer boys in the colors of their country. Art of the little drummer boys. 4 for $1. That means these suckers are only worth 25 cents a piece. I believe that. And you could have sold some crap, and you could have won this crap, and I'm not going through none of that again. Don't get no cool Dark Shadows Barnabas pin up on the back of this one. You just get a BB gun ad. Well, I had that gun. So that's my good stuff look at Dark Shadows #1 from 1968 and Dark Shadows #2 from 1969. Hey, Dave Sunstorm, be sure to check out my friend Dave. Dave Sunstorm on YouTube. Hey, Dave, was that the good stuff? What do you think? Do you like Dark Shadows? I always want to know what Dave thinks. Well, that's Dark Shadows #1, 1968. Dark Shadows #2, 1969. I thank all y'all for joining me. This is Danny Staten on the Danny Dan blog. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that silly little bell for me. And be sure to join me for my next comic book reviews. I don't know what that'll be yet. And until next time, Wilder the Dinosaur. Blog over.